There we are. Good evening. Hermit Bob here. Yes, I scratched my ear. See, go in the nose. Somebody let me know. Anyway, what was I going to talk about? Oh, I got an email saying that my sample ballot is coming, that we're having an election here. I don't watch any news. I try not to watch any YouTubes about news. I try not to watch any YouTubes that say listen to all the people this guy hated when he was alive or something where the word hate is in because I got so wrapped up in an election about 10 years ago that uh, I just and my candidate lost, and I was just so frustrated. I donated to it, and it was really bad. I got wrapped up into it, and I had joined the party of that candidate because up to that time I'd been nonpartisan uh, from the time I registered when I turned 18. I voted nonpartisan, which means you don't affiliate with any party. So, but I joined the party because to give them support and give them money and stuff. And I got so wrapped up, and so the biggest thing about it was I had an appointment. I was really obese then. I was morbidly obese. Now I'm just obese. Someday I'll be whatever the next step is below, but I've never been anything but obese. I was a fat kid in the 50s. You know how many more fat kids in the 50s there were? None. In fact, in my first school, parochial school, grades 1 through 8, as far as I knew, I was the fattest kid in school until about third grade. There was some guy named Callahan in the eighth grade, and they called me Little Callahan. And so I saw him, and he looked really fat. And then we moved to a different town, and I went to that parochial school, and I was the fattest kid in that school. There was no other fat kids in that school, but it was a small town. So they said, "Hey, it's Little Farmer." So I knew that there's some guy going to the public school named Farmer. I did see him one time. He was a gigantor. I don't know how big I was compared to them, but at least they were calling me Little Farmer. But where was I? Well, I got lost on that one. Oh, so anyway, I went. I the doctor, because I was obese, sent me to a heart doctor because he was just a new intern, or just graduated, became a doctor. So he wasn't sure about my condition, and so I went to the heart doctor that day, and I had a pulse of or a high blood pressure and a pulse that was really high and stuff, and they were going, well, this is because you're overweight, and every other time I'd been to the other doctor, it was always normal. I was same weight and stuff. It was low, and that used to frustrate them. They wanted me to do something about it. But anyway, I said, I know what I did. I know I got wrapped up in this election, and when he lost, and this was the day after the election, it just devastated me, and I knew right then and there, who am I going to influence to vote for anybody? What is my $10 donation going to do anything? And why should I even get involved with this? I have no way of controlling any of that. So I thought from then on, and I kind of got into some metaphysical stuff, just trying to find out, why did I get so wrapped up in it? And I just decided I'm not gonna, I disjoin the party, or we in Florida you got to sign up for doesn't identify with any political party. That's my status here, and so I changed to that. And the way I vote when I get my sample ballot, I just look up the candidates online, see what they say, and if any of them's got hate in their message, any one of them's got hate in their message, I just cross them off. I don't want to get into the hate thing, because I was hating when I was wrapped up in that election. I was hating everybody, and if the candidate all they can tell you is about who you ought to hate or what you ought to hate, I don't want anything to do with them. So anyway, that's my story, and I'm going to stick to it. That's all I got. Have a good Wednesday afternoon. Is it Wednesday? Today's Sunday? I think, oh, tomorrow's Sunday. Today's Sunday. The trouble with being retired is if it weren't for my pillbox, I wouldn't know what day it was. All right. Talk to you later.